I've got nothing cute for the intro, so I think that I could tell an anecdote if you want to hear an anecdote before we start.
I like your enunciation of anecdote. I felt like I was in choir for a second. Anecdote.
Open mouths, open vowels.
What's your anecdote?
I was grocery shopping earlier today, and I saw a guy literally as he stepped out of the front door of the grocery store. The cardboard bottom of the 6-pack that he was holding ripped, and he dropped and shattered 6 crisp bottles of Coors Light right in front of the grocery store. And I just want to say, it's not the happiest season for all of us, you know?
Bad day for this guy. Did he go back in? They might have given him
I
more.
didn't see what happened afterwards, but I've been thinking about it literally all day of would I go back in to get more beer or would I just go home?
And be sad with no beer.
Sad with no beer or sad with beer? Which one is worse? Sound off in the comments.
I'm glad you're here on this Sunday. I'm going to get right into the message. I'm going to tell it like it is, as they say. Oh, I heard a hallelujah. Did you think I don't know what the hell is going on? And a lot of strange places. Where in the hell have you been? Hell fire! Hell fire! Hell fire! All right. Okay, there's something else, too.
Hello and welcome to the Satire Fire, a podcast all about satire except for when we decide it's about something else. My name is Samuel.
I'm Sydney.
And this is a continuation of our December Stocking Stuffers series that we've been doing. Last week, if you joined us, we spent the episode basically doing a gift guide for the readers in your life, talking about what our personal 5 favorite books are at the moment, and suggesting them for people in your life who you might be looking to grab a last-minute gift for. I hope you enjoyed that. That was fun for us to make. And I hope that you enjoyed this one as well, where we're doing something a little bit different. But before we talk about what we're doing, because I think that it's a fun little surprise, let's just do a little bit of chit chat. So, Sydney, did you want to talk about, and maybe this is related to the episode, I guess you'll have to listen to find out, what is your favorite holiday movie?
Yeah, okay, so we've got like old age and new age. So, as a child, my favorite holiday, well, specifically this is a Christmas movie. There's movies out there for other holidays, but honestly, you guys who are out there celebrating other holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever it is, I'm really sorry that they're not making a lot of content for you, because like there are just not as many movies. And that's
I want to see a movie where Charlie Brown celebrates Kwanzaa. I think that would go crazy.
Me too. But my favorite movie as a child was A Year Without a Santa Claus, which is it's like 55 minutes. Like, this is a short movie, which I'm like, keep them that way, guys. And it's what is that called? Claymation? Is that what it's called?
Yes, I think so.
Stop motion clay, something like that. Like they don't look
claymation.
Yeah. And basically, for those of you who haven't seen A Year Without a Santa Claus, 1, get on it, but 2, it's about Santa, and he's like, I'm tired, Grandpa. and he's like, I'm tired, I don't want to do Christmas anymore, I'm sick, and also, like, no one has Christmas cheer anymore, so fuck them kids. And he like quits. He's like, I'm not doing Christmas, no one believes in me. And so a couple of his elves and also Mrs. Claus set out to try to like show him that there's still Christmas cheer and people still believe in Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. But it also has the classics, the favorite characters, Heat Miser and Snow Miser.
Yes.
And Heat Miser controls the weather in this movie is only about the United States also, because Yep.
No other kids actually get presents. This is little known fact. Only American kids have Santa.
Even though Santa doesn't live in America, but who cares?
Doesn't live in America. Originally not from America. We we colonized that son of a bitch.
But anyway, so Heat Miser controls the weather in the southern United States, and Snow Miser controls the weather in the northern United States. And it's just a fun little movie. Like, it's really fun. The music is fun. I love it. I don't know if it's, like, good, but it's just enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that type of movie for, like, the work that went into it. Like, I'm like, this was hard to make. Like,
Yeah.
and so, but my present day favorite Christmas movie, and this is also, I think, kind of a controversial opinion because I've met many people in life that don't like this movie, but it's The Polar Express.
Okay.
And I just love that movie.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love having 8 Tom Hanks in a movie.
I think it's just so cozy. I think the music is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a little spooky, and that's a complaint people have. But I like that it's a little spooky. It's got that gothic element that we've been talking about in past episodes.
Yeah, which is like a big thing in European countries. I've found out is apparently like the tradition of Christmas ghost stories is like big, which makes sense for like A Christmas Carol and all of these other classic British Christmas stories that involve some sort of supernatural element.
So I don't know. I think it's a beautiful movie, and I think even if you don't believe in Santa Claus, I think the message is nice. I mean, I think it might be like an allegory for religion, but I don't really know. Probably, but I think just whatever you want to interpret it as, I think it's nice to know that like you can maintain your youthful exuberance and joy and faith in things that are maybe hard to believe in. And I think that like kids have a lot of joy for life that you often lose as you get older, understandably so, because life is hard and not as you know, just floating down the stream as it is when you're a kid. But
sometimes you drop a 6-pack of beer right in front of the grocery store.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's a sweet movie, and I just really like it. So
fair enough. I've watched that. That's got to be on my list of most watched movies because it just like, particularly growing up, would be put on so often during Christmas, just as a, well, here's a Christmas movie. So I'm a fan. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. I should probably rewatch it.
Yeah, I watch it every year. What about you? What's your favorite holiday movie?
Growing up, my family, in the same way that a lot of people were more, Charlie Brown Christmas coded or Home Alone coded or whatever. Like there's certain staple movies that people's families would watch every year. My family would pretty regularly, once I got to a certain age, watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, that's a good one.
I rewatched that one not too terribly long ago, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple of things that don't necessarily hold up in that movie. Namely, Chevy Chase is kind of a dick in real life, but that's probably, if I was going to say like my old school favorite, like from childhood, that was one that had a really big hold on me. Nowadays, what I'm really into, and I'm gonna start trying to convince my boyfriend to go through the entire series with me, because we've watched one of them, and it is the series Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is a horror series that is set around Christmas, where the first movie, the conceit of it is basically that this kid around Christmas time saw like one of his parents get murdered, and that made him crazy. And now later in life, he has gone on to seek revenge, dressed up as Santa to exact vengeance on all of the evil people in the world.
Wow.
But the first movie, you don't need it. It's good, it's fine, whatever. What you really need to watch is the second movie. Because the second movie is basically a compilation of clips from the first movie, just cut, recut, re-edited, put back into a brand, like they call it a brand new movie, but the idea behind it is that the guy who did all the stuff in the first movie is now been institutionalized, and he's getting interviewed by a psychologist, and as he's recounting the events of the first movie, they're just replaying the first movie for you to watch. Eventually, though, he escapes, and it has one of the best lines of any movie that I've ever watched, where he escapes, he's just walking down the street, killing people, and he kills a guy who is in the middle of taking his trash out to the side of the road in order for it to get picked up. And he just points a gun at the guy and goes, "Garbage day!" and then shoots him in the chest. There's no reason for it, but it's so funny.
Your average holiday movie.
Just a regular holiday movie, but now every time that I'm taking out the trash, in the back of my head, I say, "Garbage day!" And so now I can provide that gift to everyone else. And that's my cheerful giving for this holiday season.
That's your cheerful giving.
Go and watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Don't watch the first one. Ignore the first one. Watch the second one. And then skip straight to the fifth one where he turns into a living doll. Which...
I don't know if I want to watch this, to be honest. But I'm happy for you.
Well, speaking of other movies that we might not want to watch, or might want to watch, let's talk about what we're doing here today. You've probably gathered, if you read the description of this podcast, because I doubt that I kept it a secret in the description, what we're doing here today is essentially a episode-length game where each of us have picked a holiday movie that we personally enjoy in some way, and we have assigned it to the other person as homework. But there's a catch. I only watched the first 10 minutes of the movie that Sydney sent me, and Sydney only watched the first 10 minutes of the movie that I sent her. And now what's going to happen is we're each going to try to guess what happens in the remaining runtime of the movie. I guess answering the age-old question of, if you leave 10 minutes into a movie, did you get everything that you needed out of it? Let's play a game. How good is your media literacy?
I'm scared.
So, I think the plan is that I am going to go first, which means I am going to tell you, the audience, and also Sydney, what happened in the first 10 minutes of Sydney's movie to see if I got it right. That way we know that we're starting on a fair footing. And then I'm going to proceed to try and guess what happens in the rest of the movie. And the movie that Sydney chose is Happiest Season, the lesbian Christmas rom-com. If you know Sydney, there is no surprise.
The lesbian. It's the one.
So, I'm gonna try to do this. So, not a tremendous amount happened in the first 10 minutes. So I think I've got a handle on what's going on so far in the story, but correct me if I'm wrong. The movie opened with a happy couple going on some sort of a... One second, I made notes that I want to pull up because I didn't want to forget what I was thinking. Oh yeah, so the first thing that I had to say was that the intro title sequence of this movie looks like an AI Snapchat filter. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just like a snapshot series of images showing you their relationship, how it got to this point. Mm-hmm. And then we open into actual live action. They are on a tour of a neighborhood where they're talking about like the Christmas decorations or the history of the neighborhood. This tour guide is crazy as hell. I don't understand exactly what's going on, but for you to be on a family-friendly tour of Christmas lights and you say, by the way, this home right here, triple homicide 2 years ago, and then just continue with the tour is wild.
This girl watches the kind of holiday movies that you do, apparently. She's like, this is what the people want.
Exactly. No further elaboration, no tying it to Christmas, no nothing. Just somebody died there.
And there's like no point in that. Like, I just want you to know that doesn't come up again.
It's just used to emphasize one of the members of the couple does not like Christmas. The other one is like, why wouldn't you like Christmas? And then on cue, the tour guide is like, Christmas sometimes has murders. Did you guys know that? They then sneak off from the rest of the tour group because one of them's like, oh, I'll show you how you can like Christmas. And they climb some scaffolding outside of a house to sit on the roof of the house and look at the neighborhood from approximately 20 feet higher than they were currently looking at the neighborhood. And for some reason, this completely changes everything. This changes the whole dynamic. All of a sudden, the Christmas lights are beautiful. You just need to be 20 feet higher, and it all falls into place. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a, like, humorous scene of them getting caught on the roof by the people who are in the house, who are engaging in some sort of kink play, and they run away, they escape, go back home, and in the passion of the moment, one of them invites the other, hey, do you want to come home with me for Christmas? And they say yes.
Yeah.
It's the next morning, and obviously the person who requested let's go home together is regretting having made that request, whereas the other one is like, oh, I'm all about it. I love being included. Love being involved. And you then see this person, played by Kristen Stewart,
Abby is her name, if it's
Abby, okay.
Yeah. Abby is the doesn't like Christmas. Harper is the
Abby and
come
Harper.
Home with me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They didn't say each other's names that much.
Yeah.
Abby then goes and meets up with her gay best friend, who is dysfunctional, but that's okay. We love him. And you find out that she has intentions of proposing to Harper at Christmas. And that's basically where the 10 minutes ran out, was in the middle of them having a conversation about the fact that she's planning on participating in the heteronormative act of getting married and also doing it at the cliche time of Christmas. Is there anything super relevant in those 10 minutes that I got wildly wrong?
No. I want to say that her gay best friend is played by Dan Levy of Schitt's Creek. So that's fun for all the
of
Schitt's
Eugene
Creek
Levy's
fans out there.
son fame.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll come out of the gate. I'll start with this. I should have started with this beforehand, probably. Obviously, I've not seen this movie before. I did see the commercials for it and stuff when it was coming out, and so like I understand some of the conceit, which is I know Harper has not come out to her family yet.
Dang it. It's kind of like the biggest reveal, but yeah.
It's like the whole thing. But I'm going to try to guess what happens in the rest of the movie. Okay. I think they go back to Harper's home, and I think it's not revealed that Harper has not come out to her family until her family starts referring to them as just like roommates and friends, which really confuses. What's Kristen Stewart's name?
Abby.
Abby. I think that really confuses Abby, and they have like a confrontation about it. Abby's gonna try to convince Harper to come out, but I think there's like a cranky grandfather or like a conservative dad that's involved, and Harper's like, no, I can't come out because it would break his heart to think that his daughter is, or granddaughter is, a lesbian. And so I think that eventually, because of some sort of a happenstance, some sort of an accident, they reveal themselves, they out themselves as being in a relationship to the mom of the family, who takes it decently well, but is like hesitantly accepting of it. But she's also like, oh, you can't tell your grandfather, you can't tell your father, like whoever the main person is. And I think the climax of the movie is them eventually together coming out to the patriarch of the family and him being surprisingly cool with it. And then I think Abby proposes to Harper once they get back home.
Now, wouldn't that be nice?
So what happens in the rest of this 80-minute, the remaining 80 minutes of this movie? How close am I?
I mean, obviously you're correct that, so yeah, Harper wasn't out to her family, but she actually does tell Abby on the drive to her parents' house. She's like, hey, by the way, my parents don't know I'm gay. We're going to refer to you as an orphan who has no... Which technically, Abby's parents are dead. So, which is why she doesn't like Christmas.
Okay.
Or something like that. It's like... I can't remember if Abby's parents died like on Christmas or what. I honestly don't remember. But that she doesn't have... So she technically doesn't have family, really, to spend Christmas with. And that's part of her, like, I don't like the holidays. Mm-hmm. But Harper's like, we're just going to refer to you as, like, this, like, orphan friend of mine. Like, this person who doesn't have family to spend Christmas with, so that my parents, you know, are understanding that you're here.
Yeah.
And Abby's already a little like, oh, so I purchased an engagement ring. But, okay. Anyways, and so Abby gets there. She meets the family. They are being like really kind to her, but Abby's just like uncomfortable. And also the big thing that's interesting about, not interesting, but like, is that apparently Harper's exes are still like very much in her life, specifically her ex-boyfriend and then her ex-girlfriend. But the ex-girlfriend is played by Aubrey Plaza.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But the ex-girlfriend, no one knows that she was an ex-girlfriend because Harper's not out. And Abby and Aubrey Plaza's character kind of like start talking, and Aubrey, I don't remember her name, but Aubrey Plaza's character is like, yeah, she never came out. Like, she's known she was gay since high school. But, like, this is, like, kind of, we're relating to each other on this. Yeah. This, like, because apparently, like, they had a pretty serious relationship. But then eventually Aubrey Plaza was like, girl, you gotta come out. And Abby was, and Harper was like, no, I can't. And then also the, like, ex-boyfriend is clearly kind of still in love with her. And the family likes the ex-boyfriend a lot. Like, invite him around and things like that, which is making Abby, uncomfortable.
What's wrong with an ex-boyfriend who's got a little bit of aura?
Who's got a little bit of aura? We all have one. No, but like, yeah. And then there's this little incident that like they just keep making Abby feel like more and more of like an outsider in the family. There's this incident where Harper's sister Sloane, so Sloane's children, steal a necklace basically at the mall and put it in Abby's bag as a joke, but then like Harper's family thinks that Abby stole, and they're like, she's a shoplifter. And
she's
the
an
family
orphan
has all these
and a
social...
shoplifter.
An orphan and a and like the family has all these events going on around Christmas because they're just like a super Christmas family, and they've got all these things happening, and there's this like annual Christmas Eve party that the whole town is coming to, like, it's crazy. And they're kind of like, maybe we should like keep Abby away from these because she's a shoplifter.
I'm just thinking of Satire Fire Christmas merch line. The back of
An orphan and a shoplifter.
We've got 2 shirts you can choose from them. Do you want to be the orphan or the shoplifter?
What's your Christmas trope? Anyway, so now it's the Christmas Eve party, and Abby's just fed up at this point because just all these things keep going wrong, and she's like, you know what? Harper won't even like talk to me, and no one is accepting me. I feel like an outsider. No one wants me here. And so my guy, David, that's not his name, her gay best friend, David is his name in Schitt's Creek, Dan Levy, he shows up and he's like, you know what? We're going. Get in the car, bitch. We're going. We're getting out of here. And Harper like has like a moment with Abby where she's like, please, like, please, can you please stay? And then they're about to kiss, and Sloane, Harper's sister, walks in and like sees them kissing.
Shit.
Oh, whoa. And so Sloane's like, I'm telling mom and dad that you're gay. But turns out Sloane has a secret too. She and her husband are getting a divorce. And so then Harper and Sloane are in a fight, and Harper's like, if you tell mom and dad I'm gay, I'm telling mom and dad that you're getting a divorce. And they're fighting.
two more shirts, gay and divorced.
And meanwhile, Abby's like, what's going on? Sloane still, she doesn't care. Girl doesn't care. She doesn't care if her kids shoplift. She doesn't care. And she goes and she says, Mom, Dad, my sister's gay. And Harper, in front of Abby and everyone, denies it. It's like, no, I'm not. Ooh, tough. So Abby
not a good
leaves,
look.
and she's really upset, and she's like, you know what? This girl doesn't love me, does she? I thought she did. I was gonna propose to her, but no, tomorrow. Anyways, so Abby's outside, but then her gay bestie is like trying to comfort her, and he's like, they're kind of like talking about their coming out stories to each other, and both of their families were accepting. Mm-hmm. And so, or no, not both. Abby's family was accepting, but John was like, my family wasn't. They were homophobic, and like his father threw him out of the house. Mm-hmm. And so he's basically saying that like coming out, your story was amazing, and you were so loved and accepted, but it's not like that for everyone. And coming out can be really terrifying, and that feeling of terror and fear around like how your family's going to treat you has nothing to do with like Harper's love for you. So he's basically like comforting his best friend, but is also like, it's not that simple. It's like, it doesn't mean she doesn't love you. Mm-hmm. But everything's okay because Abby starts talking to her ex-girlfriend, Aubrey Plaza, and Aubrey kind of helps her see that like Abby's like fear of like rejection from her parents caused her to hurt her already. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of like, don't let it do the same thing to Abby. Like, you're going to lose Abby too. And so Harper's like, all right. And she comes out to her parents.
Oh shit.
That easy.
How do they take it?
And they don't react well.
It makes sense. I mean, I feel like generally people have a good read on the reaction that they're going to get from the people in their life. Yeah, they don't react well. But Sloane, the sister, is kind of inspired and is like, you know what? I'm getting a divorce. And then
their other sister, who I haven't mentioned, is like, you know what? I feel kind of neglected by you guys too. Like, you guys are too caught up on like appearances. You want us to look like this perfect family, and it makes us be afraid to be vulnerable with you. And then Harper is like, you know what, Mom, Dad, I'm out. I'm going for the love of my life. And so she goes after Abby, and she's like, I love you, and I want to be with you, and I want a life with you. And they make up. The father later apologizes to all of his daughters, and he's like, I'm sorry that I made you guys feel this pressure to be like perfect for the public eye, because they're a very like known family in the community too. But then, sorry, you think it's over. And then there keeps being random conflict. But then, so her father is like I don't even know what he does, honestly. Like, I do, but I don't remember.
Okay.
But he does something important in the community, and he's been like waiting for a phone call from like this big donor or some partnership business call. Like, he's been waiting for this big business call, and they do call him later, like this later after the Christmas party, and all this happened at the Christmas party. So like some people in the community saw it, and they were like, we will only support you, like we'll only enter this partnership if Harper stays quiet about her personal life. Like, if Harper says, like, if Harper isn't publicly a lesbian, then like we'll do this.
Where do they live?
You know, I don't know.
Because like that's it's some like real bumfuck nowhere behavior. Like,
let me see.
I just feel like, generally speaking, a gay son. Which one more controversial, gay son or thought daughter? But like, I feel like, as far as like ruining your life controversies, having your adult daughter who does not live in the same town be a lesbian doesn't feel like it's significant enough to ruin your personal life. So you heard it here first, folks. If you have a lesbian daughter and you have a reputation to uphold, you just got to keep them quiet until college.
Exactly. But no, basically, I just looked it up, and it said like they live kind of near Pittsburgh. I don't know. It was filmed in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I don't know.
Pittsburgh, work on your homophobia.
I guess.
I'm looking at you, Sidney Crosby.
But basically, her dad's like, nah. Like, he rejects the offer. He's like, no, I love even though I just found out my daughter's gay, I love my gay daughter, even though I didn't at first, but now I do. And then I love my gay daughter, and I
hate being told what to do.
Then they all take a family picture together, and they include Abby in the photo. And then there's like a fast forward to the future, and they're engaged, Abby and Harper.
Congratulations.
And it's like, it's Christmas the next year, and like Abby's at Harper's family Christmas, and yeah.
Hell of a movie. I feel like I've seen all of it. How many points are you gonna give me out of 10? Out of 10, how close do you think I got?
Well, you got that there was someone in the family that was not accepting. That's something. You got that they were more conservative in ideals, so that's like a second point. You did get that like Harper hadn't told Abby yet, but like you already knew. Yeah, that's kind of cheating.
Basically cheating.
It didn't go as smoothly as you said.
No.
I'm gonna give you maybe a 4 out of 10. I don't know. It's
fair enough.
It wasn't very close, but it was fun.
Maybe if I had watched 20 minutes, I would have really been able to lock in.
Really happens, but I didn't want you to get to a point where Harper's like, yeah, by the way, because then I felt like it made. But you already knew that, and I don't know.
Honestly, it's just because it was tough to avoid with how heavily it got marketed when it was coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do want to say, for the listeners out there, I don't really think this is a good movie.
It's just got girls kissing in it.
But it's like the only one we got, guys. I don't know. There's aspects of it I like. I guess.
Like the girls kissing and the orphans and shoplifters and the gays and the divorcees.
The divorcees. It's funny. Like, it's kind of just like, the plot is kind of stupid though, honestly. I mean, some of it, like, I mean, I liked the moment where, like, David from Schitt's Creek and Kristen Stewart, Bella from Twilight, were discussing their coming out stories. Like, I thought that was nice. And so, I don't know. And it does deal with themes that, like, a lot of people are, like, it's real life issues that people are dealing with at Christmas time. So,
it's my newest fanfic where David from Schitt's Creek comes out to Bella from Twilight, and also Jacob's there and he's pregnant.
Someone get on Wattpad right now.
Dead dove inside. Do not open.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I think if you want like WLW Christmas content, watch it. I guess it's got lots of people in it, so that's fun. But
there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. You could just listen to me give you that synopsis, and I think it'd be enough.
So let's go from a movie that has a lot of people in it and has some gay romance and a somewhat straightforward plot to maybe the opposite end of the spectrum. Because the movie that I've given Sydney, and Sydney's now going to try to recount the first 10 minutes of, is going to be Santa Conquers the Martians.
What year was it that came out?
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians came out in 1964.
Perfect. Okay. So basically, the movie opens and you're in Santa's workshop. But it's basically like, I think it's like the news. Like there's a man who works for some news outlet. Like, I don't know what it is, but think like your local news, like your ABC, Channel 7, whatever, TV news. And he is at Santa's workshop in the North Pole. I don't know if it's actually in the North Pole or if this is all staged. Like, I'm kind of confused.
My interpretation of it, and I believe what is correct, is that this is like a kid's television program. And so this is like fake reporting on Santa's workshop.
Okay. So he's in Santa's workshop and he's going around. He's chatting with Santa about like, what's it looking like at the workshop? What are you looking forward to about this year? Tell me about what's happening from now till Christmas Eve, that kind of thing. Like he's interviewing Santa. And then he goes and he's interviewing the elves and he's showing some of the different toys. And like, this elf, I can't remember, like they were talking about like specific types of toys they were making. And so like, this elf is making all space related toys or whatever. And that's basically the gist of what's going on. But then there's this one toy that's a Martian, like it's a green Martian. And the elf is talking about this new toy that they were building this year, the Martian or whatever. And the newscast guy is holding it up and asking some questions about it. Then he says something, I can't remember, about like, are they real or something? Like he says some kind of comment about like, if only Martians were real or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Something like that. And then suddenly we're on Mars. Cutscene. We're on Mars. And there's these people, they're Martians, they're people painted green with like in these just like stupid Martian costumes. But like there's Martians. And we're in this kind of like so like traditionally, like when you think of like Jetsons-esque, like futuristic, very like new sterile technological room. And this one guy is asleep on the floor, this Martian. And I don't remember any of their names, so I'm sorry.
The one that's asleep on the floor is called Dropo.
Dropo?
Yeah, they're all Martian names, so not remembering them is totally understandable.
Dropo is asleep on the floor, and then the like Daddy Martian. No, I don't know what his name is. Is that what his name is?
It's Kimar. You could also just call him the King, because he's the King Martian.
Oh, well, Emar the King, he comes in and he's like, Dropo, man, you're asleep on the job. And then he does something. I don't even really understand what he does, but he does something to like wake up Dropo. He like electrocutes his little antennas or something. He wakes him up and he's like, what are you doing? Wake up. And then Emar is like, you know, you need to hurry up and finish the job you've got to do. And then they're chatting about, I think it's Emar's kids. Mm-hmm. And he's like, also, let's get these kids off the dang TV, because apparently his 2 children spend all day watching these programs from Earth. Mm-hmm. Like, they're watching television programs that are streaming from Earth. And he's like, it's corrupting their minds. Like, they don't need to be watching this, and they just won't stop. So we go over to the kids. What are they watching? That Santa Claus workshop newscast that we just watched. Oh,
shit.
Yeah. And then basically it ends with Emar, like, putting the kids to bed. And he's like, all right, go to sleep, little Martians.
So that's 10 minutes. The runtime of this movie is only 81 minutes. So what could possibly happen in the next 71 minutes of this picture?
I'm going to preface with I have no idea where it's going from there.
You mean you haven't seen a bunch of... You didn't catch the ads for this one when it was in theaters?
No. So this is just going to be just wild speculation.
Go for it. That's what I'm hoping for.
So I think that these kids get so obsessed with these Earth programs and with Santa that they're like, we want Santa. Why can't Santa bring us presents? Why can't we see Santa? Why can't we be at Santa's workshop? Something like that. Like, they just get really into it. And so the kids go and they steal a spaceship.
Okay.
And they take that spaceship alone, just 2 kid Martians, and they fly from Mars to Earth, and they crash land at the North Pole, but there's no one there. There's no one at the North Pole. Santa's not real.
Twist.
So, but Emar is like, what? My kids? But he's like, I don't want to deal with this. He sends Dropo. He's like, go get my kids. You'll find Santa's workshop in New York City or somewhere random, some city. But we're going to go in New York, because where was that being filmed? It wasn't real. Maybe LA. What about LA? Let's go with LA. Hollywood. And so Dropo is in Hollywood now. The kids are at the North Pole trying to survive in the polar world of
Hell
Arctic.
Yeah.
And Dropo is navigating LA, and we've got these kids we've got these Martians now kind of just like taking over these random places. Dropo's inadequate. He's kind of an idiot. He's not doing a good job. And so King Martian has to go himself, and he brings a team of other Martians, and they head to LA as well. Realize the kids aren't there, but they all, and it's all, chaos is ensuing. Like, there's all these news, like, Martians taking over the city. Like, what's going on? Like, it's madness on Earth. But one of the Martians, maybe Dropo, like, he needs a redeeming moment, meets Santa Claus, not real Santa Claus from that newscast. And he and Santa go to the Arctic to rescue the kids. And then Dropo is crowned, he's knighted in Martian land, and so is Santa.
He's a sir. He and Santa both become sirs in Martian.
That's my plot idea.
That kicks ass.
Thank you.
It's not right. So here's what really happens in Santa Conquers the Martians. basically right after where you cut off, the king's wife tells him, you need to go and get advice. And so he, Dropo, and then a guy that you had not met yet, Voldar, who's like a big military guy, all go together to meet with a guy called Chochum, who's 800 years old and can see the future.
Okay. Whoa.
And he tells them that the problem that they're having is that Martian kids are forced to grow up too quickly, because it seems like apparently whenever the kids are born, that like zap that you saw when the king was waking up Dropo is related to the fact that Martians have this ability to like absorb information through machines in their brain. And so as soon as they're born, kids are like hooked up to these machines and are taught all of the information that they're going to need in order to survive. So by the time that they're like walking and talking, they already have all of the knowledge and wisdom of a Martian adult. And they, as a result, just don't get a childhood, really. And so Chochum is like, what you need is to bring joy and fun back to Mars, because these kids don't know what playing is, and playing is important for all kids, not just Earth kids. So, the king, Voldar, and Dropo do take a spaceship to Earth. So you thought it was the kids, it's the 3 adults. Go to Earth with the intention of bringing Santa back to Mars in order to be Mars Santa now.
Okay, the Santa kidnap mission.
They do go to New York. And they're flying low over the city, and they're like, oh my god, I see Santa. Oh my god, I see another Santa. Oh my god, I see... There's like hundreds of Santas in this city. How are we going to know which one is the right Santa? And so they're like, I know who knows who Santa is. Kids. And so they go to like upstate New York, and they land in a field, and they kidnap 2 Earth kids. And they're like, hey... where the hell is the real Santa? We've seen so many Santas today. And the kids are like, well, yeah, you've seen so many Santas, dumbass. Those are his helpers. The real Santa lives at the North Pole. And they were like, oh, obviously real Santa lives at the North Pole, but now we can't let these kids go because you're going to tell everybody that we were the ones that took Santa, and they're not going to like that. So we got to take the kids to Mars too.
Oh, okay.
They fly to the North Pole. They leave the kids in the ship, and the 3 Martians go to find Santa Claus. Obviously, the kids don't stay in the ship. They escape out into the Arctic, get chased by a bear, and also by a giant robot. It's really unclear what's going on at the North Pole. But Santa is real. Eventually, everybody ends up in Santa's hut, where you also get to meet real Mrs. Claus. Fun fact for this movie, this is the first cultural appearance of Mrs. Claus. This is the first time Mrs. Claus was ever in a movie, which feels...
Like a real movie?
Yeah.
Like a movie with real people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
First cultural depiction as far as I can find. But there you go. You get to meet Mrs. Claus. The Martians do this weird thing where they like freeze everybody except for Santa. I don't understand exactly what they do, but doesn't matter. They get Santa and the kids back into the Martian spaceship and they take off. Another fun fact, this movie also does in fact have a United States Space Force in it. Which did not exist at the time, but does exist now. So the Santa Conquers the Martians successfully predicted United States Space Force existing. Lots of big dubs coming from this movie. They get into space, and at this point, Voldar, the like military guy, is like, fuck this. I hate Santa, and I hate the idea of kids having fun. And so he starts trying to kill Santa and the kids while they're on their way back to Mars, where they like locks them in the like loading bay and then tries to open the doors. But Santa and the kids get out because there's a vent in it, and Santa like shoots through it like it's a chimney, and he's like, joke's on you, you son of a bitch. I can go through chimneys. They end up making it to Mars. and they put Santa and the kids to work in a brand new Martian toy factory where it's a bunch of machines and Santa's like flipping the switches and doing the levers and stuff in order to try and make toys for the people of Mars. While this is happening, Dropo ends up finding and putting on a spare Santa Claus suit that Santa brought with him. And Voldar makes the plan of, oh, I know what I need to do now. I need to kidnap Santa Claus now that he's here on Mars and hold him for ransom so that he can't make any more toys. And this dude is so dumb as fucking rocks that he kidnaps Dropo in a Santa Claus suit instead of real Santa Claus, which again, they just went on a whole mission together. They just spent days together, and also Dropo's green and Santa Claus is not, so you'd think he would notice the difference. He does not. He kidnaps Dropo in a Santa Claus outfit and tries to hold him ransom. There
Crazy.
ends up being some sort of an issue with the machine where it's making toys weird, and I don't know exactly what's going on or why, but the machine starts making toys weird.
Hate when your machine makes toys weird.
Voldar ends up trying to make a deal with the king to get Santa back, and they end up seeing the real Santa Claus and being like, ah, nuts, I've been tricked. Dropo, while he's in the cave at the same time being held hostage, tricks the person who's supposed to be watching him, and he escapes. And then the king arrests Voldar for trying to kidnap Santa Claus. Santa gets to see Dropo dressed up as him and sees that he's like, oh, wow, you're such a cool guy and you're dressed just like me. I think you should be Martian Santa Claus. And the king is like, hell yeah, dude, that's a great idea. And so the king ships the kids and Santa back to Earth, and Dropo becomes Martian Santa Claus for all of the Martian boys and girls.
You know what? I wanted Dropo to have his redeeming moment, so honestly.
And he did. He became Santa. He is the Santa that has conquered the Martians.
Okay. That's a concept. For sure, someone wrote that.
Someone did. And so I will say, this is on the list of notoriously one of the worst movies that's ever been made. So if you listen to that and you're like, wow, that's crazy, it's not a very good movie to watch. I recommend it, though. It's an experience. There was an episode of this movie on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Maybe you would enjoy it more watching it with that like Mystery Science Theater commentary over the top of it, but I still recommend it either way. I think it's fun. It's an interesting watch, and you're definitely not going to see a Christmas movie like this anywhere else.
Yeah. That's crazy. I wonder like who was the person who was like, guys, Santa, Christmas, but Martians, but kidnapping children and Santa. But
I mean, I think it feels like a movie that wanted to capitalize on the like kids action market of like making those like middle-aged kids movie. Like, you're not making animated little kids movies, but you're making something that's for kids that are a little bit older, but they're not going to watch, like, Saving Private Ryan or Citizen Kane or whatever. You can give them a movie like the 1960s version of Goonies for kids that want something a little bit more interesting, a little bit more action forward. And so I think that's why you've got the, like, 12, 13-ish year old protagonists that are the audience stand-in basically for the whole movie. But it was interesting. Like, it's crazy to me that these kinds of movies were able to get made back then, and there's just no shot you could make this today unless you just did it in your garage.
So how many points did I get? I got a couple random things kind of right, but not really.
You got Martians go to Earth. You got that they visit a big city like New York. You also got that there were Martians that ended up at the North Pole, and Dropo has a redeeming arc. You did mess up which Martians went to Earth, and you totally did not pick up on, oh yeah, Santa is real in this movie, and they kidnap his ass.
I don't know why I was thinking that a kid's movie would be like, Santa's not real. Honestly, that's crazy.
It was a bold choice, I'll be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, it could have been that the Martian kids met the real Santa while they were in LA meeting the fake Santa.
Yeah.
That could have happened. But yeah.
I think you're right there where I was with a 4 out of 10. Like, I think that you got some... I think that picking up that Dropo gets a redemption arc is definitely important to it.
Yeah. You need
and
that.
also the fact that they go to Earth and visit the North Pole. That was a big one. So 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe next year we'll do it again and we'll both be better at this.
Let's see our redemption arc.
God knows we need one. But that's going to do it for us for this week. Thank you so much for taking time out of your holiday season to listen to a podcast where two people just kind of bullshit for an hour, which I guess is most podcasts, but maybe this one more than others. If you did enjoy yourself, please be sure to leave us 5 stars wherever you're listening and tell a friend about the show, because we always appreciate whenever we're able to get new listeners by word of mouth. It's cool to know when you guys have shared something with your friends or family and they have enjoyed it. Maybe, who knows, bond with your family this Christmas season by taking over the aux and just putting our podcast on in the background while you're opening Christmas presents.
They'll love it.
If you do that, send us a video. And Sydney, if folks wanted to send us a video of them terrorizing their family with our podcast, where would they send it to?
Also, if you do end up purchasing any of the books we recommended for a loved one this holiday season, send us a video of them opening it. Send us their review, whatever you want to do. We'd love to know. But yeah, you can find us on Instagram at the Satire Fire Pod. That's POD. And then you can find us on TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube at the Satire Fire.
Awesome.
So follow, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, your ex that you're looking to reconnect with when you're visiting your hometown. If you're having your 'tis the damn season moment, you got it.
And our intro and outro are remixes of the song 48 by Cullah. And be sure to join us again next week, where Sydney and I are going to be going through our year in reading Wrapped, which we'll tell you what that is going to be when you join us next week. But another fun one where we're just going to talk about the year that we've had as far as books go, what we read, what we enjoyed, what we didn't enjoy potentially, and it's just going to be a good time to hang out and chill with your friends, because obviously you all have parasocial relationships with us now, and we are your best friends.
Yeah. Even though we've never met. Maybe like someday if we ever like, I don't know, get more than you like 10 people who listen, so whoever's out there listening, maybe we can do like, you know how on what is that called, what is that app that podcasts, Patreon, maybe we can do like Patreon hangouts, book chats, I don't know, Just don't put this in, because I'm not promising that.
2026, the year that we open Patreon and go on our stadium tour.
It's gonna happen.
Thank you again for listening to the Satire Fire, and don't forget to thank your local librarian this holiday season. I am Samuel.
I'm Sydney.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
I just about come to the end of the road. Here, I've just about lost patience with you people. You get your ass out into the mountains or someplace, or hide in there and watch that damn tube. But if not, fuck it. I'm done. In fact, my sermon